Literally, this one day I was sitting in my room, and by the time I moved out of my mom's house and everything, and I decided to quit my job. Why would you do that? You're not living at home. You have bills. Like, what's going on? So
Yeah.
I literally just took a leap of faith, and I was sitting in my room, and I was just like, what can I do? Like, what abilities do I have that I can do to make money? And I was like, I can braid.
Welcome to the Unknown Options, a place where we explore the unknown options. My name is Will, and today I have with me Nayah. Nayah, it's great to have you here. We want to highlight the good, the bad, and the ugly to explore your journey. Nayah, for someone who might not know, what is a braider?
A braider is basically a person whose profession is in hair braiding. Any type of hair braiding. It's really common nowadays. Braiding has become very, very popular over the years. So it's a great profession to just like shoot right into.
Okay, awesome. And what kind of braiding do you specifically do?
So I specialize in knotless braids. That's what most of my clientele come for. Are my knotless braids? It takes skill, and I've definitely improved since the first time I've started. But it's all worth it in the end.
Okay, nice. I love it. So that brings up a good point. When did you get started in braiding?
So I got started braiding professionally 5 years ago, but I've always known how to braid. I think I started braiding when I was about 7 years old. But 5 years professionally in business, yeah.
Man, okay. I mean, I had locks a couple times in my life, and like I used to go to like my sister to get them. So did you kind of start in your house? Like, did you start with your friends? Like, how did like what when who did you get started on practicing on? I guess.
So from the beginning, I started practicing on my Barbie dolls. So
Oh
then
wow.
as the years went by, like when I reached high school, you know, I started, well, like middle school, I started doing my own hair. And then high school, I would get a couple of my friends come over, I'll braid their hair, or, you know, I'll go from braiding to putting in the sew in to putting in quick weaves, stuff like that. But yeah, so it really started on the Barbie doll.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
that's actually good because you know the Barbie movie came out last week.
exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's perfect timing. That's awesome. Okay, why is braiding important to you and to your clients?
So braiding is the culture, okay?
Yeah.
It's the culture. Everybody looks good in braids, in my opinion, but it's a very good way to protect your hair, to protect the style. And braids are very versatile, and you can do a lot with them. There's different styles, colors, lengths, everything. So I feel like braiding is also a form of expressing yourself. You can
Mm,
switch it up any way you want.
I love it. Okay. Is there any, I guess, negative stigmas versus like braids versus like the weaves and the sew-ins?
So one scenario that I really don't get. It was trending on Twitter for a while. It was like, why would you get braids for your birthday? Right? People are like, why would you get box braids for your birthday when for your birthday you should be doing bundles or sew-ins or long weaves and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm offended. You know, because I'm a hair braider and I'm like, braids could look really good for your birthday. I had
Yeah.
braids for my last birthday. So it's just like I feel like people typically like to put braids under the status of bundles or a wig or something like that. But no, braids can slay just as hard.
Yo, that's crazy you say that because like I got married a month ago and
Mhm.
like I wanted to wear cornrows. My mom was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, you're not wearing braids like into your wedding,"
Nah, you
and
could.
like
You definitely could have.
and my friends said the same thing. They were like, "Yo, no, like no braids." So it's
Hmm.
like it's weird how like there is like a stigma on braids. It's like, but I wore like a nappy fro, so it's like I'm like, what's the difference between a nappy fro and like me wearing cornrows?
Right.
So yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because like I don't know. I feel like braids look good. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird
Yeah.
to me. Okay, that's great. I love it. Tell me. I guess your path from high school, if you went to college to now, how you became Nayah, the business owner.
Okay. Oh, this is a journey. So I got out of high school, and my my when I went to college, I went to the Art Institute of Charlotte, and my path was going to be fashion design. I've always been interested. You remember? I've
Yeah,
always
yeah,
been interested in fashion. We did the whole hat thing, hat t-shirt
yeah,
thing. You remember?
yeah,
And
yeah,
it
yeah.
was just like fashion design was my thing. So then I attended like a year and a half, and I just fell out of love with it. I don't know what happened. I was just like, okay, I'm going from fashion design to I don't know. So
Mm.
I dropped out of college, and I was like, what am I gonna do? So when I dropped out of college, I just started working, and I would have a job, and then I would quit. Get another job, I would quit. I would have no problem with getting a job, but for some reason, clocking in wasn't for me.
Mm.
So then, literally, this one day, I was sitting in my room, and by the time I moved out of my mom's house and everything, and I decided to quit my job. Why would you do that? You're not living at home. You have bills. Like, what's going on? So
Yeah,
I literally just took a leap of faith, and I was sitting in my room and I was just like, what can I do? Like, what abilities do I have that I can do to make money? And I was like, I can braid. Like,
yeah,
I can do hair. Like, this is what I do.
yeah.
So I kid you not, I had about $20 to $25 to my name at the time.
What?
I went to the beauty supply store. I got me a comb. I got me some hair. I got me some gel. I had a chair, and I set up like a business profile on Instagram. I started posting like old pictures of what I did already, and maybe about 2 days later, somebody was asking me, "Are you available?" And I was like, "Huh?" Like, and I was like, because at this time, this is the middle of the month, so I'm like, I got rent to pay. Like, I have rent to pay. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm available. So then, like, I gave her the address. She came maybe, because I was available next day. I was like, yeah, you can come.
Yeah.
And it took me maybe 15 hours to do her hair.
15 hours?
15 hours to do her hair.
What?
And I was like, I didn't realize how long this would actually take. Like, I mean, of course, I've done it on other people, but I was doing bigger braids and bigger twists and stuff like that. And I said, why is it taking me so long to do this lady's hair? And I was just like, I'm new to this. Bear with me. We're going to get it done, though. And by the time I was finished, she loved it. And I was just like, and that was like my first like type of tip ever. And I was like, shit. Like,
I'm
was
weak.
like, it took me this long, but I mean, we got it done. So word of mouth goes a long way. She
Yeah.
started telling her family, she started telling her friends, and then I was getting calls, I was getting DMs like, "Are you available? My cousin said she got her hair done by you and she loved it." Da, 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 da. And that was just when box braids were popping, essentially. And
Yeah.
then knotless braids. Knotless braids are different because knotless braids are you essentially start the braid with your own hair and you add hair in. Well, box braids, you start with the hair and you it's like a knot at your hair or whatever.
Okay.
And knotless braids became popular and I tried it on myself at first and I was like, dang, this is taking a long time. So then I got my first client for knotless braids. Honestly, it took me even longer to do those. And I was
Oh.
like, this is not it. But I love the way that they looked at the time. Mind you, I look at them now, they're
Yeah.
trash
I'm weak.
compared to my work now.
Oh,
But
okay.
I mean, I'm proud of my journey
Yeah.
because that maybe 2 clients a week turned into me being fully booked before the next month starts.
Mm.
So my clientele is huge compared to
Yeah.
where I started. Like I'll be working in July, but August is already booked. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love it. And you don't even really do like any marketing. It's kind of like all, like you said, word of mouth, right?
Literally. I
That's
started off doing a lot of marketing. I was paying for promo on Instagram
okay.
and I was doing all that. I was really heavy into the marketing. I love marketing. So
Yeah,
that's what I was doing a lot of that and posting the pictures and stuff, but I don't really even have to do that anymore, which I'm blessed. Like,
that's crazy.
yeah.
I gotta hear this though. So you said you was doing her hair for 15 hours. What did she say though? Like she wasn't like mad nothing like that?
No, she was being patient with me. Like I literally told her like this is my first day out here really like,
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
and she
that makes sense.
yeah she was being patient with me, and I'm just happy she was pleased.
Yeah, that's good. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you must have done a really good job. 'Cause I know I would have lost my mind if I was in somewhere for 15 hours. Because my braids a few months ago took 4 hours, and like I
Mm-hmm.
get antsy in the chair. So I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good journey from posting 2 days. But that shows though that like there's a need, and you hit on that need, and then like with your great like
Mm-hmm.
craftsmanship, like you really
Mm-hmm.
crushed it, continue to crush it. Okay. Is there like a barrier to entry to like braiding, like, or do you think it's gonna like grow in the future, or
I feel like it's going to grow. Um, the only barrier I would say is like braiding has become so popular. Certain states put stipulations on actually doing the job. Like I know in North Carolina, you actually have to get a license. You actually have to, go through schooling to hair braid. Whereas like in Maryland, all you have to do is be an apprentice to someone,
mm,
and you start. So that's the only barrier I would say. You can't just get up and go. You can't just get up and start doing it.
okay? See, I didn't know that. So what's the since we're in NC, what's like the schooling situation for NC?
So basically, you just have to attend natural hair school. You just have to
Okay.
attend natural hair school. There's a couple out here like Empire. You can even go to CP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's just like a beauty college, basically. That's it.
Okay, and it's like quick. It's like a couple of years, or it's like it's quicker than that.
Some programs are 6 months. Some
Hmm.
programs are 2 years. So yeah.
Man, dang. Okay. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Mhm.
What's uh, what's your day to day being because you're I think you're unique in like a lot of people like they braid in salons,
Mhm.
but you said you're running a fully formed business. So what's your day? Because you got to do everything. You got to do like accounting. You got to do like you have to do marketing. You got to book now, but it's a lot of aspects to it. So what's your day to day
Yeah.
look like?
So my day to day is basically getting up, going to work, right? But when I get there, mind you, I'm in my own suite.
Yeah.
So I get there and I have to prep. Prep includes like putting the hair on the rack, making sure everything is clean, having my comb set up, having my mousse, my gels, making sure the TV is on for entertainment.
Sure.
If I'm recording a service, make sure the lighting is right, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I perform the service, which is honestly a full braiding job for me can take from 6 to 8 hours. That's on one
Okay.
head. If it's something simple, 4 hours. If it's something like you have 2 hours, maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It just depends, and it all depends on like head size, how much hair they have, the length, and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then when I'm finished, I clean up, all that good stuff, and I leave. But my thing is, even when I'm not working, I'm working.
Yeah.
So after I clock out from my braid job, I'm answering the clients.
Mm,
The pictures that I take, I have to go on Instagram and post them
yeah.
on certain days. Like, if I feel like I need to upgrade my portfolio, I'll do that. But
Yeah.
every day for me is constantly answering the clients. Whether
Oh,
it's through DM, text message, they'll call me. I'm always working when I'm not working.
I love it. Okay. Have you ever dealt with a bad client before?
Whew. Yes, I have. And she was probably like the one and only bad client I've had.
Hmm.
There was. I'm gonna keep it brief because it's kind of like a long story,
Yeah.
but essentially she did not pay me. hmm
What?
So I spent maybe like a good 4 hours doing her hair. She literally getting what you're getting, but it was like what you have, but it was added hair to it. And
Okay.
we're just chopping it up in the chair, or whatever. And then she's going on telling me about her life. You know how clients do; they just
Yeah.
vent. They vent to hairstylists. So telling me, and then I get finished, and she looks in the mirror, and she's like loving her hair. She's like, "Oh, this, and that," and I'm cleaning up. And mind you, I have somewhere to go. Like my mind is, okay, I'm finished now. I have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
So I look because she's standing in the mirror a little too long. So I look, and I'm like, is there anything I need to change? Like, do you love it? She's like, yes, I love it. And this is when I was working in North Lake. the place you drop the shirt off to.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And I had a loft upstairs, so I was working in the loft upstairs. So as we're walking down the stairs, I see her like type in like the amount on Cash App, and I'm like, okay, cool. So then I tell her bye or whatever, and not thinking because I'm trying to get ready to go where I'm going,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I didn't get paid. So I text her and I'm like, did the Cash App go through? And she was like, oh, it didn't go through. Try requesting it. So I go to request it, and as I'm requesting it, I get like this long text message. I feel like you charge me too much for these braids. The part is slightly crooked in the front. I don't really have it to give you right now. I was like,
What?
this girl sat in my chair and told me how much she loved these braids. This girl sat in my chair and told me she got a new job, how much money she was making. Like this girl, she really got over on me. So
What?
me trying to keep it professional, I'm like, you know what? All good. Because I asked you if there's anything you wanted me to change. You told me no.
Yeah.
And I ended the text message with all money is not good money. And by the time I
Wow.
sent that message, she blocked me.
My God.
So I was just like, I'm gonna take this L.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this L. But it's like that's the first and last time someone has ever gotten over on me.
Oh, so now do they pay before or do you still do pay after?
So I do deposits now. Before I
Oh,
wasn't doing
okay.
deposits. So I definitely do deposits and they're non-refundable.
Did you start that because of her? Or did you start it like just
I
randomly?
started because of her.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, dang. And
So like,
it makes sense.
yeah, it's literally no deposit, no appointment. That's just what it is.
Dang. People mess up the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
Could have got dang, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, people that's like she knew what she was doing the whole time. She knew
Yeah,
what she was
she
doing.
knew what
She
she was
thought
doing. She knew what she
that's
was doing. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just take this L and just like whatever. It is what it is.
yeah. Dang, yeah. I know how that happened to me too for a service. So it always, but like you said, it happens. It's their fault if once it happens once, but it's your fault if you let it happen twice. So.
Exactly. That's why it's never happening again. Never.
Yeah, facts.
Never.
Facts. Okay. If you were a younger you, like let's say Nayah, 18, just graduated high school, contemplating like life, would you do anything differently?
Honestly, no, because the direction that I've taken in my life has been smooth sailing.
Mm,
Like the decisions that I made, some decisions I didn't think about before I made them.
yeah.
But then some decisions were like literally, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm gonna just take this leap and see where this goes. Hence how my business started.
Yeah.
So it's just like when I was quitting those jobs, I wasn't thinking about it. I, I was not thinking about it. I literally walked out those places, didn't come back. Okay? But it's like I'm so happy that I literally just had a thought and was like, okay, I can braid, so let's just make this do what it do. Like, don't get me wrong. Some months were very slow. Some months I had zero clients and I just had to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I stuck to it because it's a lot of times where I just wanted to quit because sometimes it was overwhelming and then sometimes it was very underwhelming. So it's like, do I quit and go get a job, or do I believe in myself and keep it going?
I love that. 'Cause that's something a lot of entrepreneurs don't talk about. So, what do you think affected your journey the most? You not wanting to work a 9 to 5, or you really, I guess, just like your will to like just I'm gonna do it because I want to do it. Like, which one do you think was more important to you?
Um, I think my will to do it. Like I'm a
Mm,
very determined person, so it's just like if I start something, I'm going to have to finish because it's like I can't give up on myself. Like this is something that I really want to do. I literally
facts.
turned my hobby into a job,
Mm,
and that's something I've always been proud of. Like my
mm,
business is my literal baby, and I put everything into this. So
facts.
I went broke funding my business. So
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, I'm proud that I was just so determined to keep going and keep going and keep going.
You got to. That's sweat equity. I got a really good friend, and like I be like kind of consulting to my friends on their businesses because they like they know I make a decent amount of money in businesses. And like his I guess his ex girlfriend now he know who I'm talking about because I said that. But she was starting a business and he asked me for some advice like to give to her because he's not really an entrepreneur. And then he was like, "How can she get money?" I was like, well, she got to put her own money into it first. He's like, she don't want to spend her own money. I was like, well, then she's not really serious about it. She don't want to put her money into it. So you saying that you went broke over it, I've been the same. I've lost a lot of money, but that just shows how serious you are about your vision and like the more because it may happen again, you know what I mean? But then you come back even stronger. Hopefully it doesn't, you know what I mean? But you never know. Things happen. But
right.
hopefully you just like it's just straight in the air. Yeah, but that's I love
spend
that.
money to make money for sure.
Facts. Risk. It's a risk. I don't even like a risk. It's just really investments. It's like if I put this in, I'm gonna get this out, and I love that.
Right.
Okay. Like obviously you're unique because you're an entrepreneur, but what are like the possibilities of growth within I guess the hair industry, and then I guess then we can like do like that compared to you being a braider entrepreneur. Like what can you do as being a braider entrepreneur?
So as far as like this industry, like the hair braiding industry, the possibilities of growth are literally endless. You can like me for example, I started in my room. I was sharing an apartment. It was a 3-bedroom apartment. I had 2 other roommates. I literally started in my room. Then I moved to the living room. Okay, so then I moved apartments. I started in the loft of my apartment. From there, I was still working out of my house when I moved again. So I was braiding out of my living room. And then I got my first suite. When I got the keys to my first suite, mind you, it was so tiny. It was probably like 200 something square feet. Like, it was so tiny, but it was mine. And I was very, very proud of it. Like,
yeah.
And that's where I really started to like make more money because once you're in a professional setting, you could literally, that matters to people. Not many people want to go to other people's houses and get their hair done.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like when you're in a professional setting, that speaks to people. And now I am in a much bigger suite, and I'm happy. But now I'm ready to move on to something bigger. So it's like the possibilities are literally endless because you also have to use like your resources, social media. You go from having 15 likes to having 200 something likes. You go from making a small video and then it goes viral. Like the possibilities are literally endless. You just go up. The beauty industry has so many lanes because you could start from hair braiding and then go on to sew-ins or go on to quick weaves or go on to, it's so many hairstyles. Endless.
Facts. Nah, you're not lying. You're not lying. My aunt, when I was growing up, she actually owned 2 hair salons in Louisiana, and now one of her daughters, her name is Nayah, she's about to buy a barbershop, or she's trying to. So it's like there's a lot you can do. Like so